Hello and welcome back to our X4 Foundations tutorial series. This is episode 19 on the player headquarters and research. This is a little bit of a spoilery episode, very gently spoilery because getting the PHQ happens pretty early on in most of the game starts that you would normally use. So if you don't want to know anything about it, then go on and skip to another episode. But if you do want to find out a little bit about this, please continue watching. It's going to be a fairly short episode. There's not too much to talk about here other than to say we have a player headquarters, which is staffed by a researcher, a boron researcher named ASSORTED. And he basically comes with the HQ, which you will eventually get as part of the original storyline. If you're just doing the vanilla basic storyline, you do a little bit of a little quick adventure to rescue the guy, and then he basically takes over the station for you. There are other versions of the acquisition of the headquarters depending on which DLC you have, but all in all, they basically result in you getting the headquarters for basically for free, with Bozo as the research guy in the station. After you've acquired the HQ, the PHQ, and you've started talking to ASSORTED, you're going to go to his little tank and have a chat with him, which will allow him to start doing research for you. I believe in the game start that I've set up here, it's already something that is unlocked, the ability to do the research, but I'm going to go ahead and have a chat with him anyway.
Headquarters.
So that you can see what I'm talking about. If you are doing the regular game start, then you do have to actually build a dock for your ship to land on. The game starts that come with it kind of fully formed in a way don't require that you build the dock, but you do, I believe, have to initiate research with Bozo in every case. The only exception might be this one because I started it with automatically part of the game start.
Successfully docked.
It's an honor to have you aboard.
All right, so we're gonna go down here and talk to him in the science lab. In pretty much every other way, this is a regular station. You can go to the trader and buy and sell a little pocket wares, the inventory in your backpack kind of stuff. You can do that here, and you can also have a manager and so on. So you can subordinate ships to it to have them supply the station with a variety of things that you might be building onto it. And we'll be talking about that in a little bit as well. All right, so this is ASSORTED. Hey there, buddy. This over here is actually where all of your inventory gets deposited if you have a ship that collects loot and then deposits it to your player headquarters. It'll be dropped in here, and then you can come in here and pick up or drop off if you'd like, or whatever you want to store or retrieve from there. Okay, so let's have a little chat with Bozo. Probably going to be pretty short.
Hello there.
Hello there. Yeah, that's basically it. So the first time you talk to him, once he has arrived at your station, then he will give you the option to do some research. And for that, we don't actually have to go anywhere. It is its own screen, but I do want to get back to the Discoverer. All right, we're just going to chill out here for a second. The research tab gets added once you have the ability to do that, and it's right here. And here are what we have as options. So I'm going to go through these options to an extent, and then we're going to kind of initiate some of these. This is not the full list. There are some more types of research farther down here that you unlock as you go. And there are more over here to the right side that also unlock as you go. some of these, the mods in particular, the first 4 levels of the mods require certain activities. You have to do certain missions that don't involve picking up stuff and supplying things. But the others do require that. So we'll go from top to bottom. Teleportation is probably the most critical one if you have an interest in kind of bouncing around the map without having to fly there every time. You'll be able to pick up different levels of teleportation as you go. And if I click here,
It appears some Terran technology was being used to research teleportation over long distances.
so this will allow teleportation within a sector. This I believe goes to 3 sectors, and then it just expands out until you get full teleportation to anywhere in the universe. In order to get teleportation or any of the research options that require resources, then you'll need to build a container on the HQ and have enough space available. You have to build a big enough one that it will be able to hold all of this stuff.
It appears some Terran
Oh, shut
technology
up.
was being used to research teleportation over long distances.
This amount here can be handled by a single small container, but as you get bigger, as you get into the better options, it requires more space. The dock module, production module, and storage module hacks require
This will allow you to gain
other
leads
resources.
by scanning leaks on certain modules.
And as he says, we will be able to scan the leaks on dock modules to get the dock module blueprints. This one allows the possibility to steal production module blueprints when scanning their data leaks. And this allows you to steal storage modules. Now, there will be options to buy the blueprints from faction representatives, but of course they cost money. And if you don't want to pay for it, you can do this. Down here are the ship mods. So these are the attachments that you can put onto ships. Each ship can have its own sweet constellation of attachments, of mods that improve the chassis, the engine, shields, or the weapons. And at this stage, at these 4 initial ones, the basic versions, these require missions to be completed.
If we wish to improve the fundamental capabilities of a ship, we must first be able to tear it apart and put it together again. For that, we will need nanite technology.
So, for example, if you start this research, you have to acquire nanites, and so you have to do this little mission to go and collect them. They're actually pretty easy to get. That one's not bad. Then we've got engine mods.
To help us develop effective engine modifications, we must be sure to have the best in antimatter sensor technology. You may expect the best to come from the scientific world, but no. It was the racing leagues who pushed sensors to new heights.
So, for these guys, you have to go and win a race. And the basic shield mod, you have to basically allow yourself to get shot at for a little while.
To best develop shield technologies, you must first understand warfare. We will need to submit a craft to the rigors of real combat.
And then finally, the weapon mods.
I suggest we acquire a number of particle regulators so I can better test weapon components in a controlled environment.
All right, so those are the basic mods. The advanced ones
This will allow you to construct much improved equipment modifications.
are all based on resources. So these are not going to be requiring a mission so much as it's going to require stuff. And
This will
same
allow
with the
you to
exceptional
construct
ones.
Superior equipment modifications.
Okay, so let's go ahead and get started on one of these. We'll do teleportation first.
It appears some Terran technology was being used to research teleportation over long distances.
You just click Start Research here.
I will need some materials to get started.
And then the first thing it says you need is container storage capacity of 5,000, which if you don't already have storage, then you need to build it. So, of course, building on the tutorial about how to do that, we're going to go ahead and plan our build. And I've already given myself these blueprints as part of my game start. So some game starts you already do come with container blueprints, but others you do not. Now you can see...
I would award you imaginary star points for attaching it to the structure, but you are, of course, free to express your artistic virtuosity.
You can get away with a small for these starting requirements, but if you have a medium or large, it's probably a good idea because the later, like I said, the later researches do require quite a lot more more storage. Now, of course, you could just put in a bunch of smalls if you wanted to, if that's easier for you. But of course, it's less expensive if you do a big one all up front. Yeah, so we're going to do that. And then you pick your point where you want it to connect.
Once you are satisfied with the placement, confirm your changes.
We do the confirm changes.
Now, allocate sufficient credits to the construction site.
We don't have any money, so
recommend accepting the estimated construction budget.
we're basically not able to do that here, but that's okay. But you would select that, hit confirm, and then you would assign or hire a builder. Once you've done that, then you can start telling various ships of yours, if you've got them, to buy the materials that you need, advanced electronics and energy cells, and have them deliver to your station. Or you can essentially just wait for other ships to come and deliver them to you. This is, of course, after you have constructed the container storage. But because this thing is requesting those materials, I believe it's possible to... Let me see if it's the case. Yes, so here it is. It allows the system... The system, I think, allows you to request NPC ships to, request other factions to sell stuff to you. But of course, you have to have storage available for that to work.
Security would like to remind all visitors to keep their children with them at all times.
Okay, that's a good note. Thank you. Once you have completed that requirement, where you have all of the resources that you need, then it will take some number of minutes. I think it's like around 10 minutes to fully do this, like to go all the way through this little progress bar, and then it's done. And once it's done, then you have teleportation. And then you can, at that point, work on range 1, and then range 2, and then so on. You can only work on one research option at a time. You can cancel research, but you can only do one at a time. We're going to go ahead and cancel that one. And we're going to go ahead and take a look at, say, basic chassis mods.
The fundamental capabilities of a ship. Nanites are quite regulated, but not illegal. I may, however, need to push them beyond usual operating standards in order to achieve our goal. I will direct you to a contact of mine. He is quite skilled at moving restricted technology.
All right, so this one we can actually do pretty quickly. Just depends on whether or not they're actually somewhere where we actually know the map. Because I pretty much only know Argon Prime and this sector, I think. Oh yeah, that's not really going to be possible because I don't know where any of the other sectors are. But you go and you talk to the guy. He gives you the nanites. You come back, and then Boza will start the research. And again, once you've completed it, you then have access to basic chassis mods, and then you can start doing advanced chassis mods. For these, there are some complications, right? So in order to do habitation module hacks, you need to have dock, production, and storage, and the same thing with the defense module hacks. You can't start these without having completed all three of these. You don't have to have done them. You don't have to have gotten the blueprints from after you've gotten the hack, but you do have to have the hack as an option. And that's pretty much it. I mean, research is very straightforward. There is a slight change coming in 8.0, which is that the CETA mode, the cockpit mode, that you used to be able to pick up by crafting using items that you pick up from loot drops and crafting them at crafting stations on stations. Used to be able to do it that way. Now, instead of that, you'll be doing it through research, so that this will be slightly changed to include CETA as an option for research on the PHQ. I don't know what they're going to do about the materials that used to be dropped. Maybe they're actually going to require those materials still, and so they'll still be dropping, and so you can still make money that way once you no longer need the CETA. But yeah, for 7.60 and earlier, it is done through a crafting station, and 8.0 and later it'll be done through research. And that's about it. That's a nice short episode. When we come back, we'll be looking at mods or extensions, basically how to mod the game, not the ship mods for modding individual ships inside the game, but how to mod the game as a whole. And that'll be episode 20. That will be the last episode of this run. There may be some more in the future down the road if I can think of some more topics to cover and figure out exactly how to talk about them. But yeah, 20 episodes seems like a good stopping point. So thanks for watching. See you next time.